What a BGT Moose here. The Sundance Film Festival lineup has been announced, and lots of really interesting films premiering at the Sundance. Now, obviously, I don't really, never really been to Sundance Film Festival or anything, but they always get some pretty good films, coming out of Sundance. So, with that being said, here's what's going to be premiering at Sundance. Alright. The U.S. Dramatic Competition, the films includes Coda, directed by Netflix's Tulia director Sian Hedler, who also directed episodes of Orange is the Black. And Coda, as a Coda, child of deaf adults, Ruby is the only hearing person in her family. When the family's fishing trip business is drained, Ruby finds herself torn between pursuing her love for music and her fear of abandoning her parents. It stars Emilia Jones, Ujunin Derbez, Sing Street actor Ferda Welsh-Pilo, and Molly Mallon. Got some interesting actors in this one. I Was a Simple Man, directed by Christopher Yogi. As a family in Hawaii faces the imminent death of their eldest son, the ghosts of the past haunt to the countryside. This stars Constance Wu from Crazy Rich Asians fame, so that should be interesting. Jockey, directed by Clint Bentley. An aging jockey is determined to win one last championship, but his dream is complicated when a young rookie shows up claiming to be his son. This stars Clifford Collins Jr., Molly Parker, and Moses Arias. John and the Hoe, about a non-traditional coming-of-age story set in the unsettling reality of John, a kid who holds his family captive in a hole in the ground. Wow, that's messed up. It stars Captain Phillips actor Charlie Shotwell, Michael C. Hart, Jennifer Eel, and Thaisa Farmiga. Sounds interesting right there. Pretty messed up, but okay. Mayday, about Anna, who is transported to a dreamlike and dangerous land where she joins a team of female soldiers engaged in a never-ending war along the rugged coast. This stars Grace Van Houten, Mia Goth, Theodore Pellerin, and Juliette Lewis. Sounds interesting there. On the Count of Three, directed by Jared Carmichael, and stars Carmichael as well as his Carmichael Show co-star Tiffany Haddish, J.B. Smoove, Lavelle Crawford, and Henry Winkler, about two guns, two best friends, and a pact to end their lives when the day is gone. I like Carmichael, and you got Tiffany Haddish here. Sign me up with that one. Passing, directed by Rebecca Hart, of course from Vicky Cristina Barcelona fame, and stars Tessa Thompson, Ruth Negga, Andre Holland, Alexander Skarsgård, and Bill Camp. And it's about two African American women who can pass as white choose to live on an opposite side of the color line in 1929 New York, in an exploration of racial and gender identity, performances, obsession, and repression. It's also based on a novel. It's going to be interesting to see Rebecca Hart as a director. She's worked with some pretty talented filmmakers before, so there's that. So we'll see how good this one could be. Superior, about on the run, Marion returns to her hometown in upstate New York to hide out with her estranged identical twin sister Vivian. Struggling to put the past behind her, Marion lies about the reason for her return, leaving her sister in the dark until their two worlds begin to collide. It stars real-life sisters Alexandra and Annie Mezzi, as well as Pico Alexander and Dustin Hoffman's son Jake Hoffman. Could be interesting there. Together, about when young loner Anna is hired as the surrogate for Matt, a single man in his 40s. The two strangers come to realize this unexpected relationship will quickly challenge their perception of connection, boundaries, and in particular of love. It stars Ed Helms, as well as a Pen 15 actress, Anna Knuckle. I like Ed Helms, so I'll give that one a go. Wild Indians, about two men who inexplicably bound together after covering up the savage murder of a schoolmate. After years of separation, following a wildly divergent paths, they must finally confront how their traumatic secrets shaped their lives. It stars the likes of Michael Grace, Chucky Spencer, Jesse Eisenberg, and Kate Bosworth. A U.S. documentary competition. The films premiering here includes the likes of Alley, All Lights Everywhere, At the Ready, Cuss, Homeroom, Rebel Hearts, a Rhea Moreno documentary called Rhea Moreno, Just a Girl Who Decided to Go For It. Rhea Moreno's a legend, so that could be interesting. Summer of Soul, Try Harder, and Users. World Cinema Dramatic Competition. The films premiering here includes the likes of The Dog Who Wouldn't Be Quiet, El Planta, Fire in the Mountains, Hive, Human Factors, Luzu, One for the Road, The Pink Cloud, Pleasure, and Primetime. World Cinema Documentary Competition. Films premiering includes Faye, Flea, A Conventional Indian, Misha and the Wolves, The Most Beautiful Boy in the World, Playing with Sharks, President, Sabia, Taming the Garden, Riding with Fire, and other films premiering includes The Blazing World, which has Dermot Mulroney in it. That could be interesting. Cryptozo with Lake Bell, First Date, Ma Belle, My Beauty, Orange J, Searchers, Sons of Madagascar, Strawberry Missions. We're all going for the World's Fair. Other films premiering includes Amy 10 Unattended Memoir, Bring Your Own Brigade, A for Silver, How It Ends. Oh, it's directed by Zoe Lister Jr., Zoe Lister Jones, who I believe last gave us that Craft remake, which I wasn't too big with. In the Earth, In the Same Breath, Robin Wright's directorial debut titled Land, which actually sounds interesting. It's about a poignant story of one woman's search in the aftermath of unforgettable events for Maine, the vast and harsh American wilderness. Robin Wright, I mean, come on, Princess Bride, she's been some really iconic stuff. Anyway, other films premiering includes Marvelous in the Black Hole, directed by Kate Tsang, Mass with Jason Isaacs, where years after the tragic shooting, the parents of both victims and the particular meet face to face. Dang. That stars Jason Isaacs and now Martha Plimpton, Reed Birney. That sounds really interesting. And it's directed by Cabin Woods actor Frank Kran. So, yeah, that's going to be a really intense film right there. My Name is Polly Murray, Philly D.A., Prisoners of the Ghostland, which stars Nick Cage. And this, from the sound of this, it sounds like one of the most honest Nick Cage movies ever. A notorious criminal is sent to rescue an abducted woman who has disappeared into a dark supernatural universe. They must break the evil curse that binds them and escape the mysterious revenant that rules the Ghostland. And East meets West, vortex of beauty and violence. This is the most Nicolas Cage movie ever. So, anyway. Also premiering, we got Edgar Wright film titled The Sparks Brothers. Cool, I like Edgar Wright. A Sesame Street documentary titled Street Gang, How We Got to Sesame Street. Okay, I really want to check this one out. I mean, I'm always curious about, about how Sesame Street was first created and stuff like that. I mean, I used to watch Sesame Street as a kid and whatnot. And, I mean, of course, after seeing Won't You Be My Neighbor, which also was a Sundance film. I'm definitely like going from seeing a documentary about Mr. Rogers to seeing a documentary about Sesame Street. Sign me up with this one. Alright, now the Midnight, which is lots of horror films, we got Censor, Coming Home in the Dark, which stars Daniel Gillis and some interesting actors here. A Glitch in the Matrix, Knocking, Mother Schmucker, Violations. They usually always premiere some interesting horror films there. Or there's usually some interesting horror films that come out of Sundance, Spotlight. The films premiering here includes Night of the Kings and The World To Come. Alright, special screenings. There's A Life in the Day of 2020. We do not really care about 2020, so... there's, some other stuff like, 4 Feet High VR. Most of these are just, like, VR stuff. Not anything too special. But lots of interesting stuff that is premiering here. I mean, if I got, I don't know, if I gotta list some stuff I'm at least intrigued, check out probably that Sesame Street documentary. That actually sounds interesting. The Rebecca horror film, Passing. Lots of interesting films premiering at Sundance. Alright, now, Sundance will be, now, of course, Sundance is supposed to be an in-person event, I'm pretty sure. And it will be running from January 18th to February 3rd. And will include, like, online, like, virtual stuff. And, I mean, obviously, we're still in a pandemic, so... Yeah, but, anyway, let me leave you guys. Which of these films, are you interested in checking out? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This is Tim Moose signing out.